Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening, I'm Jace Mackey. City officials, including Mayor Gerald Albers, hosted a special ceremony at City Hall to honor local heroes. Members of the Lloydminster Fire Department were recognized for their service. 4 members have served for 12 years, while 2 others have been working for over 30.
Having this number of people here with 12, 30, 40 years of service, I think just shows the dedication that these members have had within the community.
Assistant Fire Chief Bill Heesing was one of the honorees. He's been a firefighter for 32 years.
It's exciting to see it. It's showing the growth of our department. It's showing the teamwork that we have, the members that are committed to serving the community of Lloydminster. We have behind me 48 years of experience just in the guys that got their 12 years of service, which is pretty awesome to see.
Another individual received a letter of commendation. Travis Levitsky was honored for notifying 3 nearby homes of a house fire in the early morning hours of October 30th.
About 5 houses down from mine, there was a house that was basically engulfed in flames, and I kind of started banging on the door trying to wake people up because nobody was moving. And when I was getting ready to kick that door in, and then finally the guy opened up because they thought I was an intruder. They didn't want to open the door, and they didn't even realize their house was on fire. After
helping a number of neighbors get to safety, Levitsky kicked in the door of a family that was fast asleep.
It was, the smoke was so bad, bellowing, like they're still not in their house because all the smoke damage. And I don't know if you've seen that video, but I put my bunny hug up, and I kind of fell backwards, and I fell backwards kind of because I couldn't breathe. And when you said it takes an awful man to kick a door in twice, it was, if I didn't get into that house in that second kick, they would have found me on the step, because like I said, I was starting to get fuzzy and couldn't breathe.
Officials say Levitsky's actions most likely saved lives.
Kicking in the door in a house to wake somebody up because their house is burning. A lot of people would just say, no, that's why there's the fire department, they'll do that. He went above and beyond, and those people are here today and able to be with us today. And who knows, we'd hope the fire department would have been able to rescue them, but they didn't have the smoke inhalation and they didn't have any burns. Those were things that are incredible.
We always want to ensure that the public is safe when they're doing these things, but I think, what he did absolutely did probably save the lives, or from other neighbors from injury or something even worse. So being at that fire, it was a pretty significant fire, and congratulations to him for stepping up and helping out.
For Levitsky, this experience has given him a new perspective.
So it kind of made me think, people need to kind of get their heads on straight about what's important in life, and you're never too good or too bad to help anybody, right?
In hockey news, the Lloydminster Bobcats are getting set to take on a team they've faced multiple times in the last few days. The Bobcats will take on the Fort McMurray Oil Barons at home tonight. After playing their last 2 against the Blue and Yellow up north, these 2 teams will be facing each other for the 3rd time in 5 days. One player slotted into the lineup tonight for the Bobcats is Kitscoty native Teague McAllister, who is the captain for the U18 AAA Bobcats.
When we can get guys out like that regular, be a part of our group, and want to stay here in Lloydminster and be a part of what we have going on, I think that's super exciting. So we'll take the opportunity that we can, and hopefully progress their game through the winter and have them ready for next year.
Puck drop for tonight's game is set for 7 p.m. local time. And we wish the Bobcats the best of luck. It's time now for us to check in with Shelby Clark once again for another look at weather.
Thanks so much again there, Mr. Jace Mackey. Yes, now taking another extended look at your weather forecast. We will be starting off with our central zone of the provinces. On the Alberta side, we are seeing some beautiful conditions right now, surprisingly, as we're kind of expecting to be seeing a little bit more cool down, but seeing these spots here in our central area a little bit farther out, of course, across our region, we are looking quite warm with seeing those single digits. Seeing that 0 mark in Edson, so not even a low minus point for over in that area. Jasper and Rocky Mountain House and Micro all at that -4 degrees, -7, -8 for Red Deer and Edmonton, and up in Athabasca and Cold Lake, they are seeing slightly cooler with -11, so just past that -10 mark, but not looking too bad on our Alberta side. Switching over to our Saskatchewan side, however, they are looking cooled down compared to our Alberta side. -11 for Prince Albert and Melfort, as they are kind of matching with us on our Alberta side, and they start to cool down from there. -13 in Saskatoon, while it's -15 in North Battleford and -18 in Meadow Lake, as they are a couple degrees off from that -20 points. So looking slightly cooler on our Saskatchewan side. Going over to our northern zone now, they are actually looking slightly warmer compared to our central zone. They were looking very cool yesterday as they were getting to those -20s, and now they have warmed it up. -7, -9 in South End and Flin Flon, so seeing those single digits. -11 in Stony Rapids and Wollaston Lake, while it is -12, -13 in the rest there. So mid-teens in those conditions. Going back to our Alberta side now, for our northern zone, they are looking quite warm as well, especially in Grand Prairie, seeing that +2, so 2 degrees in Grand Prairie, really jealous. 0 over in Peace River, while we are seeing those single digits with those -8, -9 in Fort McMurray and Fort Chipewyan. And then we are starting to cool down from there with that -11 in High Level, and Slave Lake is the coolest compared with -12, but still looking quite warm in our northern zone for sure. Going over to our southern zone now, they are kind of seeing a drastic change in temperatures in their areas on our Alberta side. 0 mark in Calgary, while it's -4 over in Banff, and we start to definitely hit those double digits for those minuses in the rest. -12 in Lethbridge, while it's -16, -17 in the rest there with Medicine Hat and Coronation. And going over to our Saskatchewan side, they are looking slightly warmer compared to the rest as well. Kindersley is probably the coolest, just underneath that -20 mark with -19. And we start to warm up as we go a bit more out with -12 in Swift Current, -11 in Moose Jaw and Regina, and seeing those single digits in the rest with that -6 and -7. So that's very nice. And now looking at some overnight temperatures that we can expect in these surrounding areas as well. We will be cooling down quite a bit. Most spots actually won't be reaching that -20, but of course with that wind chill and seeing those conditions, they will be feeling quite cool compared to what they are going to be expecting with those temperatures right now. A low of -13 that Isla Cross will be expecting tonight. A low of -17 to 19 degrees for Provost, Bonnyville, and Meadow Lake tonight. And Paradise Hill will be expecting the coolest with that low of -22. And this is all without that wind chill, of course, so they will be all feeling past that -20 mark. And all condition-wise, they will be seeing a high chance of some flurries. Most will be expecting around 4 centimeters, while Bonnyville will be seeing a little closer to that 6-centimeter part. So make sure you got those shovels ready just in case. Looking at our hourly forecast for here in the border city tomorrow, we will be warming up quite a bit. Starting off in the morning, of course, we will be seeing slightly cooler conditions with -11, -9. We start to warm up throughout the day in the afternoon with that -6, so that'll be a nice break from what we've been seeing these past couple of days. And then we will be kind of cooling it back down throughout the evening, around -10 at 10 p.m. So not too bad with those temperatures. I think we've been seeing cooler, so it'll be a nice break for tomorrow. And now looking at our 3-day forecast, as we look into our extended, we will be looking at a mixture of some sun and cloud for the next couple days with -5 and -10 Wednesday and Thursday. So some beautiful days ahead. Make sure to get out there and do some shopping, some holiday shopping if needed. We will be warming up on Friday, although seeing a high chance of some flurries once again on Friday at -6. So like I said, keep those shovels out because we will be continuing to need them. We will be continuing to need them. Now looking at the rest here for our 7-day forecast, we will be cooling down, so make sure to take advantage this week because we will be hitting those -20s next week. That's all I have for now. Our Jason Mackey will have news coming up after the break.
I'm back at Border Paws Animal Shelter for another edition of Pet Project, and we are in one of the cat condos. So we're focusing on a couple of the cats within the condo, including this one back here and then the 2 orange cats crawling around somewhere. So tell me a little bit about them and their personalities.
Yeah, so over here we have Honeysuckle. She's been with us for about 4 or 5 months now. She's very sweet. She gets along really good with other cats. Doesn't seem to mind the dogs. We aged her at about probably 2 years old. Yeah, she's a sweet, loving girl. She's kind of got that funny look on her face, so her facial expressions are quite entertaining. But yeah, she gets along fine with all of her roommates, and yeah, she doesn't seem to be bothered. She'd be good with kids, or older children. Maybe not littles, because sometimes she can play a little rough, but I mean, as long as your kid understands boundaries with an animal, there should be no issue.
And then the two orange cats, they're not a bonded pair, but you would like to see them go together.
Yeah, if we could get them together. So they're two brothers. They came in a litter of 7. Everybody got adopted except for them, and now they're probably about 6 months, 5 to 6 months now. So they're growing, but yeah, they love each other. So actually right now, if anybody does want to adopt them, we would give them up two for the price of 1, just to see them go into a home together.
And what sort of personality do they have, apart or even together as well?
So they're definitely a little crazy, very, very playful, but they're also extremely snuggly. Like, they'll fall asleep right in your arms. We had them at the Jail and Bail event, and every time I looked into the cat room, they were sleeping in somebody's arms, just like babies. So, but yeah, they're the types that will jump right on you and demand attention. So we'd love to see them go together, because they are starting to be quite bonded together.
And they, again, same with her, they would be fine with any households, maybe not little kids, but...
Yeah, and I think, again, just like her, as long as your kids understand boundaries, I mean, kittens are kittens, right? Yeah. They're gonna scratch not meaning to, right? Just want to play. So I think they would do good, again, like, yeah, just with the littles, just make sure kids understand boundaries, and they would do good. They don't seem to mind the dogs at all. They're great with other cats, so I think they do good in any home.
Yes, and being in a condo with a couple other cats, they seem to be okay.
Yes, no, everybody seems to get along for the most part.
Now, you just had your Jail and Bail, and we've done a ton of coverage on it the past few days, but you have a final number and then a couple other add-ons as well.
Yeah, so our grand total was $39,666. We were trying to hit the $40,000 after we passed our $25,000 mark, but actually Randy Marsh is going to be doing a sleepover at the shelter, so all the funds from that are actually going to be added onto our Jail and Bail. So we really only have like $340 more to go. So definitely donate to Randy March, and let's hit that 40 mark.
And if they would like to donate to that, how can they do so?
So he's going to have a link on his social media, as well as our social media. We'll have a link to it too. And I believe it's this Saturday that he's doing it from 9 at night, and he's going to sleep over till 9 in the morning, and we'll have some little critters there for him too.
Which is very impressive. And it's awesome that you guys were able to surpass the goal that you had set at $25,000. That is fantastic. And we had our own Shelby Clark here as well, and she had a fantastic time doing it, and she raised some money for you guys as well, so which was amazing. Now we're only a couple weeks out from Christmas, which means your 12 Days of Christmas event has started. Tell me a little bit about what that is and how people can get involved.
So yeah, we have our 12 Days of Christmas. It started today. So basically, we just want to find everybody a home for Christmas. I mean, we're still going through the application process. That way we make sure they're going to the right home. So unfortunately, you can't just walk in and get a cat. But if you want to fill out your application ahead of time, then that day you would be able to leave if you had an approved application. And so basically, we're making all animals in the shelter 50% off. So that's 50% off dogs, puppies, cats, kittens, and as well as we still have some rabbits. And I'm not sure what we're doing for a price for rabbits, but if you are looking for a rabbit, they've been here for so long that it will basically be pretty close to free, right? I think we might charge $20 for the rabbits. So if you want to add a rabbit to your family, now is the time. We got 2 beautiful black ones.
Yes, which is perfect, and they do make fantastic pets, and they are easily trainable. So I think that if anybody is in the market for a rabbit, definitely come here to get some, especially these crazy guys. Who wouldn't want these crazy guys for a reduced price as well?
Right, they're definitely entertaining. I can see him ready to pounce me already.
So if people want to get ahead of the game with that, how can they do so, filling out applications?
So yeah, just go right to our website, and it's all online there. And even if you're not sure of what animal, you don't have to put anything in an animal. It's just so we can kind of jump the gun. And then that way, when you come in that day, if you're ready to take them home that day, the application's already approved. We're, you know, just one step closer.
Awesome. And finally, again, I ask this every week, is there any donations that you're in need of?
Actually, one thing I don't always repeat is actually if anybody has any litter they want to donate, we use pine litter here. So if anybody wants to pick up some pellets, you can get them at Home Depot, Rona, PV Mart, any place like that, as well as the actual like litter. We use it with our fosters, and we have so many fosters, and it's something we always seem to run out of. So if anybody who wants to pick up some litter from Walmart, any brand will do. do, doesn't matter.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me again today, and hopefully these little guys can find their forever home. And then obviously with your 12 days of Christmas, hopefully that is also another success and you can get some of these animals into their forever home.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Pet Project is sponsored by the Pet Pad. For total pet care, think Pet Pad.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Joining us today for Primetime Local News is Lindsay Mazink with CKSA. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today, Lindsay.
You're very welcome.
Now, we are here today because there was a release that was speaking on CKSA now offering internet, some speedy internet, that is the next level of speed in the city of Lloydminster. So can you kind of tell us a little bit more about this?
Sure. So yesterday, yes, we were proud and excited to announce that Infinet is now going to be available in select areas of Lloydminster. So starting yesterday, some businesses on the Saskatchewan side, as well as all neighborhoods on the Saskatchewan side of the border, will soon have access to our Infinet service.
Perfect. And now, how did the idea kind of start up to want to be able to offer places like the city of Lloydminster for this?
Well, the part of our Infinet expansion program is a direct result of our commitment to invest $1.5 billion into our province over the next 5 years. So we have been starting with some larger centers, and we're looking at where it makes sense to have that next level of service installed. And Lloydminster was one of those communities.
Yeah, do you think the community of Lloydminster will be showing that strong support with having this with CKSA?
We sure hope so, especially with all the benefits that our Infinet service brings. The biggest thing is the speeds with this service. So if you're going to become an Infinet user, you're going to see your speeds up to a gigabit per second, which is huge, especially for what we are using now for our everyday lives, whether it be work or personal use.
Yeah, and I know you're kind of just saying there, one of the benefits is like how fast it really runs. So can you kind of expand a bit more on what the benefits are for people that just may not have heard about this and they're kind of interested in looking into this now that it's in the city of Lloydminster?
Sure. So our fiber network, you're getting a direct fiber connection directly to your home. And that's the biggest benefit right there. So with those speeds, like I said, up to a gigabit per second, download speeds of 500 megabits per second, you're going to see those connections much more instantaneous. So if you're a personal user with your gaming, almost all of us have some sort of streaming video service, or even your FaceTimes, your Zoom meetings, or your home-based businesses, just with the opportunity, to have multiple users at a time, that increased speed is really going to be a benefit no matter how you choose to use it.
Perfect. And for people that are interested in this, how can they go online to find more information and kind of look into how they can get involved with this internet service?
So the best tool that we have for us right now is going to our website, CKSA.com. We do have a tool on there that allows you to enter your address to see what services you're eligible for. On our Infinet page, we also have our pricing structure broke down. And as I said earlier, we anticipate that most residences, neighborhoods should be able to connect to our Infinet service by spring of 2023.
Perfect. Is there anything else you want to add on, with this internet service that's going to be coming to the city of Lloydminster that you want to let people know about?
Yeah, we just, we're just, like I said, we're really excited. We know how important it is to keep people connected. And that's what CITL prides itself on, is being the best at connecting people in our province to what's important to them. So we're always continuously looking for new ways to bring better services to our residents, to our customers. And so with this announcement of the Infinet service yesterday, it's just one more great benefit of choosing CITL.
Perfect, Lindsay. Well, I'm really glad you were able to speak with us today and help get the word out about this, because I'm sure there is many residents here in Border City that will be interested in this. So once again, thank you so much for joining us today, and congrats on being able to expand.
You're welcome. It was nice chatting with you.
Ending off with another quick look at your 7-day forecast. We will be seeing some nicer days ahead for the week, but be prepared. We will be cooling down and seeing a high chance of some snowfall Friday and Saturday for the weekend. And then also be prepared as well, because we will be dropping down to those -20s next Monday and Tuesday. So just get ready.
I'm ready for it. Thank you so much for that, Shelby. And thank you all for joining us tonight for Primetime Local News. Have a great night. We'll see you again tomorrow.